Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, Cosmic Bodyguards. I'm Gina. Thanks for showing up. Take a second and like this video or wait till the end and see if you get something from it. Please make sure to like the video. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't to support me and better work coming out. And also participate by commenting in the comments section below and answer other people's comments, like other people's comments. And share your own opinions, share your own experiences. I'm building a community here on this channel. I cover a wide range of topics, but typically it's astrology. That's always going to be the baseline, right? And I talk about relationships and really the stock market, cryptocurrency, and that's kind of going crazy right now. And now I'm also incorporating food, agriculture, sort of how we can nourish our bodies. From my own house, I actually have a little ready-to-order apothecary store, and I make herbal remedies, I make perfumes. I have a very special signature perfume that I've been working on for a couple years, and I'm also working on a basically a cure that I've been working on this for kind of a long time, a cure and a natural remedy for yeast and yeast overgrowth and bacterial vaginosis, which is like really breaking out among so many women. I used to really struggle with that, I'll just be honest, and you know, they'd give you the antibiotics, the rounds and rounds and rounds, and it just was a mess. And really it had to come from healing my stomach, my food intake, what I did. And also my hygiene, and I'm going to talk about that eventually because I'm still working on this. I really would like to be able to work with more women on this and experiment. I know that sounds kind of gross, but I actually, bacterial vaginosis actually really isn't that gross. We shouldn't be ashamed of it. It's actually illustrative of American women's diet, it's a reflection of what's happening inside of us right now. And so, you know, bacterial vaginosis, I don't think it's just an infection. I think it's part of our bodies it's like the changing of the times with the food we eat, with the stress we have, with the pleasure a lot of us are not receiving, the relationship satisfaction, the safety and security in our life, the life ambition and purpose, you know. This all contributes to bacterial vaginosis, and I would love to like change the name of it too to stop the stigma from it. But I've been working on an actual cure for this, and especially, you know, for American women, white, black, Mexican women that are the majority with the American diet. Now, what I was going to talk about today is, the hygiene aspect. I'll talk about it another time, but it's opposite of what you absolutely think I'm going to say. And it has to do with the frequency of bathing, the type of soaps, the way we bathe, the way we have our period, and the way we feel about our bodies, our period, the way we have sex even, how many people we have sex with, or our hygiene around all of those things. You know, it's a lifestyle shift, and I really feel like I should probably start talking about it with people because so many people don't even know that I actually am doing that. I'm really proud of my perfume. I've been working on this perfume for a couple years. Anybody who actually smells it, it's a very intimate scent, and it is really intoxicating, this smell. It's I'm not going to share it, but it's very feminine, and it's really attractive to males. It's activating to their actual hormones, you know, their pheromones and stuff. It activates something in them that makes them kind of, it's very sexy. So it's sexy, delicious. It's like to the way I smell, because I wear it a lot, and it's basically a perfume, a base perfume, and what I do is if you order it, I give it to you in a roller ball, and you use it over time, and you kind of add to it. I have directions on like how you add to it, and it mixes over time with your own scent. So it's your scent. There's nobody else like you in the world, and this perfume, it's literally your perfume for life. You can reorder it with me, and you can go through the same process and basically just add more of it to your original bottle. And with the times, as long as you have that roller, you're literally, it's literally like an ecosystem with your own scent. And so, your husband, anybody, your boyfriend, your friends, that is like your smell. I always really loved this idea. My Aunt Janet and my grandma had the same smell. They smelled like Jergens lotion, which has like a cherry almond undertone. And it's sort of clean, elegant, floral, but sort of, it smells almost like cherry candy. It's really good, an earthy candy. And mixed with the freshness, powdery freshness. And my Grandma Joan smelled like that. And she died when I was 6 years old, but I smell that on my Aunt Janet, and I go, oh my God, that's my Grandma Joan. That's what Grandma Joan smelled like. I have ever since, I've loved the idea of having a smell that nobody will ever forget. That is mine. That's my smell. That is mine. And I love when I meet people and they have this certain smell. Like I know their scent intimately. And you either never smell it again unless it's with them, or you smell it out in the world and you're like instantly taken back to, it's like you're being hugged by them again, or just, and that can happen with bad scents too, like the Costco laundry detergent, the environmentally friendly. I have really bad memories around that, and I just hate that smell. So I can pick that up. It kind of takes me back to like, ugh, I don't like that. So yeah, just so you know, I do that. I have natural remedies for headaches, for acne. And it also kind of comes with a consultation. What I do comes with a type of consultation appointment, basically, and we kind of diagnose kind of what's going on with you and emotionally, and what might you need. And you definitely don't need another round of antibiotics. So today's video, it's going to be really quick. It's actually about emergency preparedness. And I'm going to take away the word emergency and just say preparing your life to live off of the system, to get off of the system. Most people probably won't talk about this, but millions of Californians are on unemployment right now. They're accepting their unemployment benefits. They're just not even going to work. They're not getting jobs because it's much better to just be on the unemployment. And honestly, I don't blame them because, it's like money. And they can invest that money into crypto or the stock market. What it's doing, it's like inflating our stock market. It's making the economy look like it's doing great. But really, prices for commodities, the ingredients to build a house, basically, are way overinflated because we don't actually have enough of them. Like you might have heard of lumber. Is one of them. You might have heard of the microchips that go in our technology, that go into building our vehicles. We're having a meat shortage. We're having the biggest, probably the scariest one for me as a woman who stays home. I cook, I bake breads, I bake. Everything in the American diet is actually very reliant on soy, wheat, and corn. And our meat products, we feed our farm animals soy and corn. And right now, soy, the world is actually running out of soy. I don't know if this has actually been happening for about a year. Every country that usually exports their soy, they're actually having soy imported to them. And some of those countries are not exporting or importing. They're reserving their stores of soy and the seeds. Our government is actually attacking our seeds. Our seeds are the cardinal spark of our freedom. The seeds in every country having access, the common people even having access to the seeds. It's our freedoms, and people like, I don't even want to say their names on here because we're so censored. You think 25 people watched your video, Gina? Yeah, it doesn't matter. They censor it. So you'd be surprised. They watch, they take things down, they block you from having any exposure. It's crazy. I don't even know how they do that. But, you know, the owner, the founder of Impossible Foods, who's making lab-grown meat, these innovators, starving people out in the name of innovation and sustainability, for a better future, a more sustainable future. The animals are the villains here. They always have to make something outside of ourselves the villain, the threat. It's always going to be something. It's always been like that. It's either a nation of people or, in the 40s, what was it? It was the Jews, right? It's always somebody, from the 1980s to the 2000s, it was the Muslims, it was Islam, it was the people, it was Afghanistan, all the Stanny-stans. They were the outside force that was going to come attack us, and that we were in danger from them. There's always an outside threat, right? Yeah. So now it's the animals. Now they're saying it's the cow farts. It's the animals that are destroying it's destroying our atmosphere, our planet. Yeah, I don't know if it is or not, but what I'm saying is they're making meat the villain. They don't want anybody by 2030. That is not long from now. They don't want to have any meat. They don't want carbon emissions in our environment. Carbon is going to be the killer. Everything is carbon, you guys. So they're attacking the seeds. They're actually making these kind of these trackable seeds. And every farmer, if you want to be allowed to be a food grower for us, they're going to be tracking every piece of food, so that if there's any diseases or there's any outbreaks of anything, and they're also going to be tracking the carbon footprint of every farm using these tracking systems. This isn't a conspiracy, nothing. You go look it up. You can go Google it. It's called Agenda 21, and they're creating these smart cities. They're moving us out of the farm areas and pushing us into the cities. They're going to get rid of cars. The roads are being destroyed. I don't know if you've noticed how bad the actual driving on the roads are. They're destroying our actual vehicles that we drive now. Yeah, this is happening. And we also saw last year that it is possible, especially in America here, it's possible for us to give up our right to assemble. They made it illegal for people to assemble. And when we assemble, we have more power in groups. And does this remind you of the American Revolution? This is where I'm so fascinated. I love the American Revolution. It's so amazing. And that's like my favorite war. Oh my God. Maybe I lived a past life there or something. I just feel really connected to it. You thought this was bad for BV, bacterial vaginosis? No, a soda's not going to hurt you with that when it comes to that. It's way bigger than you think. So sodas, if it makes you happy, drink a soda. So just don't drink 5 sodas. Anyway, so yeah, they're attacking the seeds though, and they don't want anybody to be growing their own food. What do you think that's for? You control the food, then you control the people. You have to start, you guys, I encourage you to start thinking of little innovative ways that you could live away from the system. This is the first time, literally ever, in history for the last maybe 100 years, since we decided that we could use oil for everything to transport and ship things like this, that, trains and everything. This made us able to ship, food across the country and across the world faster than ever, in incredible speeds. We kill our chickens here, we ship them to China, they process them, and they come back on a ship in a cold storage as chicken nuggets. The Tyson chicken nuggets, the McDonald's chicken nuggets. Those come from China, the meat came here. Why does that step have to happen, right? How do we eliminate our dependence, our unhealthy dependence on these systems? Because these systems are clearly showing us how fragile they are. And never really in history have we ever had such opportunity to just stop at the store on your way home from work and pick this up and that up. It's incredible. And such little processing on our end. We can add hot boiling water to rice and it becomes rice within 1 or 2 minutes. This is the first time ever in history, compared to all of history, human history, the last 100 years, that's a blink of an eye. But we need to think, are we really entitled to that? And what are we giving up in order to maintain that? Is it really that fulfilling? All that extra space, all this time you're saving and stuff, why? And if you're still miserable in your life, you're missing those quality processing steps in your life of handling your own food, of planning your own food, of enjoying it with your family, getting to know these things that are actually alive, making your own furniture, taking care of your cars or your furniture and your home, fixing the plaster, not hiring somebody else to kind of come do these things, just creating a relationship with everything that you have in your life and simplifying. And also, you want to eliminate the feeling of overwhelming fear of somebody coming to take your power away. Like I say, the government's coming to take our seeds away. What I mean by that, by preparing for that, is to actually continue your quality of life as this continues, because this is happening. It's going to keep getting stronger and stronger, and they're going to keep their foot on our necks. Food prices are going up. A gallon of milk in San Diego at Vons is almost $5. A loaf of bread a month ago, this white artisan bread that my daughter loves, it was $2.49 and now it's $5. And there's a couple pieces of loaves, it's a smaller amount, right? Start looking at the labels at the grocery store, because this is happening a lot. It's called shrinkflation. The bag says, whole new look. There's a whole new look to this bag, to our product. It's a new branding. But what they've done is actually given you less food, right? There's less food in there because they don't actually have the resources anymore. They're not profiting off of giving you those extra 2 ounces or whatever it was before. And so they actually have to change. They have to add air to things and pump things up and make it look like bread, but really it's way less substance. But a lot of these products in America that our diet relies on soy. You can't even walk around the grocery store without finding soy. Also, there's a radical shift in our emotional well-being in this country, because men and women alike, we are very heavily dependent on soy. And it is, it gives us added estrogen to our diet, men and women. And so we are actually, the last year since the shortage, we've actually been going through withdrawals on our soy, believe it or not. And it's affecting us. Our nutrition is not where it should be. And We, the reason why I say we're okay, so you think, okay, so we'll just use something else. No, the American diet is heavily reliant upon these types of substances, not only to feed our farm animals, but the way Americans eat is what's special about American food, if you think about it, it's all made to go. We eat our food in pockets. If you think about it, corn dogs, it's grinded up meat, it's cured, and then they dip it in a bread, and you can eat it to go. You can go to work and eat it. And hamburgers, you can eat it, hold it and eat it. Sandwiches is a tuna sandwich contains all of those ingredients that we're having shortages of. And the tuna in the can actually is in soybean oil, vegetable oil. How many products in your cabinet right now need vegetable oil in order to bake them? Your Betty Crocker cookie mix, say goodbye to that eventually, or pay quadruple for the price for just one little bag of it. And that takes vegetable oil and an egg to cook those. That's what you need, or else they're not Betty Crocker cookies. So we're just seeing shortages in a lot of different items. And yeah, it's what used to cost maybe $150 in groceries as of over the last 5 or 6 months is now about $300. And if you're not feeling the effects of this, well, damn, I don't know. The tighter you are in the inner city, actually, the less you will feel it. And because the inner cities get the brunt of it, the actual shock value happens slowly over time. You know, it starts with the bread, and then it starts with the milk. It's really a slow process. This is a highly controlled system. They know what they're doing. And so the people in the farmlands, the outer banks of the cities and countries, they're going to be starving, basically. This is how this happens. This has happened before. And this is in the name of sustainability. It's this agenda, and these guys can never get enough of innovation. You know, when is it time to just like settle down? Also, we're shipping our silos of corn and soy. We're shipping them over to China. We're giving a lot of our food storage away to China to feed their animals, to feed their people right now. This is serious. We're giving our food away, and it's not really being talked about. And it won't be talked about on the big major media, because why would they? That would cause people to react heavily, strongly, and it would cause resistance. And we've already seen they don't want resistance, they want compliance, they want obedience. And so, yeah, go through your pantry and just do a little organization and do a little, take a little piece of paper and write down kind of what kind of groupings of the food pyramid basically that you have in your cabinet right now, and see how much of that stuff relies on soy, wheat, corn, and tell me what you find. Tell me, give me some ideas that aren't. Give me some ideas of how I'm wrong, or alternatives, right? Yeah, I'm not here to fearmonger. I'm just observing the changes happening, and I'm preparing myself. But the biggest thing I think is to grow your own food. Grow them in containers if you need to. You can. Even a little bit of adding to your own food growth. It's really connects you to the nature. It makes you value it more. It teaches you something about life and the cycle of life. Start today. Don't, go get some seeds from the store, even though those are like genetically modified and whatever, but just you've got to start. The reason why, plant fruit trees in your backyard if you can, because they'll take a few years to grow. They will take a few years to grow. And now this thing with the agriculture and the farmers, this is nothing new. I used to work at farmers markets. I knew lots of different farms. I've worked in agriculture for a long time, since I was 18. And the government has had their foot on farmers' necks since I started in agriculture. And I've seen this slow progression of just, they hate the farmers, man. The government doesn't like the farmers because they're going to get rid of these farmers and switch them out for people who have these, technology farms. And that's what they're going to have us eating. And so if you want to have any control over your food, you have to start that now. You got to start thinking about that now. You have control over that. And that's all my point is for today. So 25 minutes. Yeah, please like the video, you guys. It really helps. It's not a validation, I need attention validation thing. This is actually social currency. It's like if, even 5 likes pushes my video out so that people see it. You have to have likes on the video for people to watch it. If nobody likes it, and even if they dislike it, it pushes the video out for even like 10 more people to see it. It's got to be like that. So I really rely on those. It's like, it's a value system. It's its own form of currency. Big talk of currency right now, right? So your dollar is worth less. And don't be scared about the Bitcoin thing. It will go back up. It's not dying. I promise. I did a video on Bitcoin and kind of the process of that. So go watch that one and tell me what you think on that too. But today, start growing your own food. Start being a producer of something instead of a consumer, because should the worst case scenario happen, or even over time, you notice the changes that I'm talking about. You actually have some skin in the game. You have something of value, and I promise, you might think your lemons are worthless and you have way too many lemons on your tree that you don't even use. But in times where food is slim pickings, lemonade can bring so much joy and a sense of normalcy and a sense of American hominess to a family. During COVID, when I was going hungry, me and my daughter, we didn't have enough food for the first 6 months of 2020. I slowly was experiencing starvation because I had no income, and it was so hard. I was digging through garbage cans for cans and bottles just to get milk. I couldn't, if I had a few dollars, then my car would be out of gas. I wouldn't even be able to make it to the gas station because it was like that. And I'd have to make sure I had time that day to walk to the gas station with a can, a few miles, come back. It was that bad, just to get to the store. It was awful. And one of my neighbors had a big old apple tree growing in his front yard. And I just said, could I have a few of those? Oh my God. And he said, yeah, it's fine. And over the next few months, I would go, he said, take as many as you want. And I only took whatever I would eat, but I probably took 5, 6, 7 apples a week for a couple months. And I was able to eat those, and just that little bit, that fruit, just having the sweetness, the organic fruit to eat, it just made life more worth living, even though that sounds so simple. We're seeing a big change in access to resources and what's valuable. What is our currency? These are all changes. This is Uranus in Taurus moving through for the next 6-7 years. And these are the changes that happen. The last time Uranus was in Taurus, we saw the rise of the dictators during the 40s. So 1940s, we saw all those dictators come out, and that was right after the Great Depression. So we're actually seeing a real big repeat. These are some incredible times to be alive. Be an observer, but take that control and start growing your own seeds. And reach out to me if you'd like some perfume, a consultation, an astrology reading, or to talk about BV, some remedies I have. If you want to be like a beta tester for I'm not a doctor, I'm not certified like that. It's just sort of a herbalist thing, a natural home remedy. I always loved like Little House on the Prairie and all those in the movies and books growing up. There was like a lady you could go to or a man you could go to, and they had their kit. And if you needed them, you could call them over. They'd run over in the middle of the night to take care of you and help you get better. To have all those, they had the medicine, Dr. Quinn Medicine Woman, that was her name. And like Little House on the Prairie. I don't really want to go back to those olden days, of course, but I like the spirit of that also lives in me. And I love to nurture and make people feel better. I just don't like working in hospitals and with modern medicine and stuff like that. I don't like it at all. So, yeah, that's it. Like the video. I love you guys. Trying some new nails this time. More basic, cheaper. Yeah. Give me a thumbs up. Share this video on Facebook, man. Share this video and show your friends. And I'm getting this conversation started. I'm going to find some people to talk to about this so that hopefully can come add value to my channel and give some more facts. I have such a hard time explaining the facts, but the knowledge is in there. And back me up, man, in the comments. And if you're going to grow some food today, tell me what you're going to grow. Tell me what you're going to grow today. What are you going to commit? Commit to growing some parsley this week. Commit to growing cilantro. Herbs, in a time where nobody else probably has herbs around you, you are the herb person now, and you can barter those. You can trade those. You know, you can join a buyer's club, a barter club. You have so much more skin in the game because herbs are legit. We love herbs, okay? Herbs help us enjoy our food even more. Okay, so you have fun and watch this again if you need to. I love you guys and see you next time.